let's talk BYU tight ends. I had a great chance earlier this week to catch up with Ethan Erickson, BYU tight end, a guy that I think is going to play a sleeper role, as it were, with these BYU tight ends. Keanu Hill and Ryner Swanson have really kind of stolen the headlines with this position group. And it's a position group that Aaron Roderick has said that 6 and as many as 8 guys could make the travel squad from this tight end unit. You got Mata'ava Ta'ase, you got Ray Paulo, you got Mason Fakahua, you got a bunch of guys who have been around this program for quite a while, who are intent on proving themselves and obviously earning playing time on the football field. Well, Ethan Erickson is no different. Remember, not that long ago, it feels like maybe 2-3 seasons ago, he was kind of anointed as the heir apparent to Isaac Rex. Then injury concerns kind of cropped up, and he's really been playing in a reserve role as he's dealt with those injury concerns. Well, I had a chance to catch up with him earlier this week as BYU got close to wrapping up training camp to talk about the transition now into game week mode and a whole lot more as he looks to prove himself on the football field once again with Cougar fans watching him. So without further ado, here you go, Ethan Erickson with myself right here on Locked On Cougars.
Now as you get towards the tail end of training camp, start to transition into game week, how's it been overall?
Yeah, it's been great, having a lot of fun, having a blast with the boys. We're working hard. We're looking forward to that first game, training hard, and a lot of people have shown up and they're doing their jobs, and you can tell that the off-season training's been working. We're a lot bigger, a lot more physical than we were last year, a lot smarter. Our IQ's gone up, our football IQ for sure has gone up, and then just our overall drive and desire has intensified a lot.
Well, you dealt with injury last year, so does it mean more to you that the fact that you're back out here and participating fully finally?
Yeah, it's been a blessing to be back because you never know what happens with injury, you never know what play can be your last play, and so this last off season, I kind of had that realization of this game could be taken away. I've been playing it for 15 or so years, it's been my life, and so realizing how quickly that can get taken away, I just got that drive and desire to be back and want to be back, and so I keep having that chip on my shoulder, I haven't proven anything yet, and I want to, and so it's a dream come true to come back.
So I can remember early on in your career, we were talking with Aaron Roderick at one point, and he kind of anointed you as a kind of almost like an heir apparent to Isaac, how you were a like-for-like replacement. Since then, you've dealt with those injuries. Do you feel like you're back to where you were before you started dealing with the injury concerns you had?
I feel like I've become a player a more well-rounded player than before. Because before I was more of like a wide receiver build. I was a little skinnier. I was only about 225, 230. Okay. And they would just put me into run routes. And now that I've come back, I was able to put on weight. So I'm up to about 245 now. And so I've become a more well-rounded, able to go down, put my hand in the dirt and run block better, as well as pass block as well. But I'm still able to go downfield. And so I feel like a better tight end than I was last year.
So you feel like a true tight end, I guess, is the best way to say it. Okay. Now, in terms of the roles you guys play as a tight end unit, there's a lot of bodies in that room.
Yeah.
How has it been associating with guys like Ryner, who's 17 years old over there, and then you've got other guys like you who are more veteran voices?
Yeah. It's been interesting. There's been a lot of learning. So with those young guys, we've got Ryner, Anthony, those young guys coming in, they've been able to learn from us. But then with Coach Gilbride coming in, he's definitely he's gotten us all to the same level, and that's why our IQ has gone up so much in football. And so I've learned more this year than I have the last 3 years that I've been here. And so with that, he's training us all to be the best tight end that we can be. And instead of putting us all into boxes like you're the best blocker, you're the best route runner, you're the best this and that, and we're going to put you in just solely to do that, it's more of we're training you all to be the most well-rounded tight ends that you can be, so we can put in anybody anywhere, and you're going to know what to do.
You talk about it's the most you've learned in 3 years. What is it about Coach Gilbride that has caused that?
Just his NFL experience.
Okay.
He's been to the most recently with the Panthers, but he's been with the Giants and elsewhere. He's just got so much knowledge under his belt that he's just starting to share with us, and it's just a different view, kind of like when you need a fresh set of eyes.
Okay.
And so that's what we've been able to get, and then as well as Coach Woods, he's helped us with our run game and educated us on why we're doing what we're doing and what everybody else is doing. He's gotten us in a room all together and showed us this is what the line's doing, this is what the tight ends need to do, this is what the running backs are reading, and so we're all on the same page and that it's coherent throughout. And so that's why I feel like I've gotten that IQ up.
Now, you talk about how you've come in, you're learning to be just a more well-rounded player. What did you work on the most while you were out? Was it the mental reps? What were you working on mainly?
Yeah, so a lot of it was mental, but I wanted my run blocking to be better.
Okay.
Because being 225, 230, you get bounced around like a pinball. And so that was something I wanted to make sure I could come back and hold my own. And so I was working on that, as well as making sure that I know the offense like the back of my hand. And so that's something that I've been kind of focusing on and making sure that I can not only help myself, but as well help anybody around me. It's like, hey, what am I doing? Like, I could just tell them what they're doing and not have to worry about it.
Now, we're lucky enough as media corps to come out here and watch you guys practice and everything. And I remember coming out here and I saw number 87 running around. I'm like, hold on, I've seen that number before. And I had to look it up. I'm like, Ethan Erickson. Oh, Ethan's running with the ones again. He's back.
Yeah.
I think most BYU fans may have, quote unquote, forgotten about you.
Yeah.
Does that excite you, the fact that you're running with the ones here and getting your opportunity? You may be able to reintroduce yourself to BYU fans in a way?
You know, I don't really think about that. I just think, you know, I'm playing the game I love. I'm getting one rep at a time. When my number's called, I'm going up. And so I don't really think about what the fans think. I don't, you know, whatever I did a few years ago, that doesn't really matter. All I'm focusing on is, you know, what's coming up and what I can do to help better the team.
What's your confidence level in this offense this year?
100%, 110%. As high as the scale can go. I trust every single piece that we have.
Now, obviously it's been a quarterback battle, just kind of watching these go back and forth. What's it been like working with both Jake and Gary?
They're both just dual threats. They throw great balls, make good reads. It's definitely a battle. I don't even know who's going to be. You're going to have to talk to Coach Kalani about that.
We'll ask him, yeah.
But working with them, you know, they're both great people, great quarterbacks. And then getting to know them on the personal level as well, like just deepening our chemistry. And so I'm going to be happy whoever we have.
Is there, like, because when you have a different quarterback, they have different styles of play, obviously. Does it take some adaptation, or do you feel like you just kind of just jump in there with whoever's at quarterback?
I feel like they're both just at such a high level that it doesn't matter who I go in with. I trust them that they're going to make the good reads and that they're going to know what to do. And so I don't really think about that much.
What are you looking forward to most about playing in Lavelle Edwards Stadium once again, just the season ahead in the Big 12?
The rock for sure.
Okay.
Seeing them doing the little back and forth rocking and like just the energy, feeling it, the lights, the tunnel. You know, it's something that not many people get a chance to experience, and so I'm just so extremely blessed that I get to come back and play in there again. And, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, I'm going to have a smile on my face and be happy that's happening.
There you have it, Ethan Erickson. Big thank you to him for taking the time to join us here on the podcast. And I think this is a guy who understands what he's going up against. He's obviously going to have to battle for playing time, but the good news is, I mentioned when I was in that interview, I've been looking up number 87 on the roster a lot during training camp. Oh yeah, it's Ethan Erickson. He is a guy who has got all the tools to be a standout for this BYU program. And considering that he's now healthy, it's not a big surprise that he's running with the ones right now. You've got Mata'ava Ta'ase out there. You've got guys like a Ryner Swanson and a Keanu Hill who are new to this position group. Jackson Bowers, just like Ryner Swanson, was a 4-star prospect not that long ago. And considering that he's working his way back from injury concerns, if BYU gets all these guys operating at peak efficiency, at their peak operating ability, that's a BYU tight end unit that can be very, very deep, very, very talented, and a big part of BYU's offense. And spare me the comments that will inevitably pop up. Well, Jake, Aaron Roderick doesn't target the tight end in his offense. Then why in the world are they recruiting so many of them? I think it's more about the quarterbacks than anything else. There are quarterbacks. I look no further than what Zach Wilson proved during that 2020 season with Isaac Rex, is that BYU, depending on who the quarterback is, they look at the tight ends as a safety blanket, or they prefer to be guys who like to throw it to the wide receivers. I think Jaron Hall was more of a guy who liked to look to the outside and throw it to his receivers. Now, can that be coached up? Can that be obviously schemed for? All of that can be done. But I think it's all about proving that you are capable, A, of getting open, B, making sure that you are secure with the ball. That ball security is paramount for success. And then also, C, be a contributing member of winning football. If these tight ends prove to be that, like Ethan Erickson hopes to do and a bevy of other guys, that's going to help BYU be a better overall football team. And I think that would obviously bode well for BYU's chances in the Big 12 this fall. I'm looking forward to this. I'm very, very excited. As soon as my head hits the pillow at night, it's kind of funny. I haven't been sleeping well, but the reason why I've not been sleeping well, I'm thinking a lot about football. It's that time of year. High school football's ongoing. A crazy, crazy win last night for Corner Canyon over IMG Academy. But it is football season. And I, for one, I'm absolutely ecstatic. And I'm looking forward to seeing what guys like Ethan Erickson bring to the table for BYU in just a week's time. It's crazy. It's not that far off, but let's get it going here.